A cold morning light slips through half-closed blinds, slicing across the cluttered kitchen table where dreams and debts sit side by side. The room hums with quiet frustration, the air heavy with unspoken words. A sharp, mocking laugh cuts through the tension, a dagger disguised as casual conversation echoing off the worn cabinets. Fingers hover over receipts, bills, and a laptop screen, flickering with opportunity, yet doubt gnaws at every keystroke. Outside, the world moves on, oblivious to the silent storm brewing within these walls, where ambition wrestles with derision. Somewhere between resilience and fear, a decision trembles, ready to ignite a spark that no sneer could extinguish. The quiet heartbeat of determination pulses beneath the sting of ridicule, a promise that even the smallest efforts can grow into unstoppable force, if only nurtured with courage and clarity. The afternoon sun hits the living room in warm streaks, illuminating the small desk cluttered with sketches, notes, and half-finished prototypes. Every idea feels fragile, yet alive, trembling under the weight of skepticism. Voices echo from outside, a world that doubts ambition that isn't loud or flashy. Inside, she works quietly, hands moving with precision and intent, mind spinning with possibilities no one else can see. Doubt tugs at the corners of her consciousness, whispering of failure, but each client email, each small success, feeds an undercurrent of determination. The tension is palpable. The room hums with the silent symphony of persistence, ambition, and the inevitable collision of dreams with reality. Every click, every note becomes a heartbeat, marking the slow ascent of someone who refuses to be dismissed. Night drapes over the house, quiet, except for the tapping of keys and the occasional scribble of a pen. Screens glow with a soft blue light, illuminating a face etched with fatigue, yet burning with resolve. Every call, every message, every tiny client approval is a victory whispered in the dark. Laughter and derision from earlier hours fade, replaced by a serene concentration that refuses outside validation. The world outside sleeps, unaware of the late-night battle waged between doubt and determination, but inside, small victories stack like bricks, building the foundation of something that cannot be ignored. Shadows stretch long and thin, mirroring the growing tension that soon will erupt into revelation. A quiet storm of effort and ambition gathering strength. The next morning arrives with sharp clarity, sunlight carving through the blinds in bright accusatory lines. There's a tension in the air, as if the walls themselves are holding their breath. Every decision made last night, every tiny triumph, now feels weighty and real. The once dismissive voice echoes again, a reminder of the skepticism she's faced. Yet, beneath it all, runs an unshakable confidence. Fingers hover over the phone, ready to place another order, another client call, as the quiet hum of potential vibrates through the room. Each action is deliberate, every motion a silent declaration of independence, of proving that capability and effort cannot be mocked away. The house is small, the world outside vast, but inside these walls, ambition grows louder than doubt, preparing to demand recognition. By evening, the first significant acknowledgement arrives, a small but tangible token of progress. A client confirms an order, praises her ingenuity, and sends payment. The sound of the notification reverberates through the quiet house like a bell, tolling in a cathedral of ambition. Pride surges, not in arrogance, but in quiet vindication. A silent, "I told you so," whispered into the empty room. Each message, each small victory, fuels a growing fire that the earlier mockery cannot smother. Mark's presence is more subdued now, a tension mixed with curiosity and disbelief. For the first time, the weight of underestimation presses on him, and the subtle shift in dynamics is palpable. The evening is warm, golden light spilling through windows, and in this suspended moment, the future feels uncertain yet promising, as if the universe itself leans closer to witness the quiet revolution unfolding. The following week, the small studio brims with renewed energy, papers scattered across a sunlit table like confetti of possibility. Each phone call brings a flutter of excitement, each message a whisper of validation that her efforts are not invisible. The quiet hum of the city outside contrasts sharply with the storm of creativity inside, where time bends to the rhythm of determination. Every stroke of her pen, every keystroke reverberates with the silent promise that diligence can bend reality. The once dismissive shadow of doubt lingers at the periphery, a distant murmur fading under the brilliance of achievement. With each new client confirmation, a fragile triumph hardens into certainty, and the quiet defiance that fueled her late nights begins to manifest in tangible proof that persistence carries its own rewards. The weekend brings a quiet revelation as the first bulk orders arrive, parcels stacking neatly by the door, evidence of momentum that cannot be ignored. Fingers brush over invoices, calculations, and tracking sheets, each number confirming what intuition already knew. She is building something formidable. The familiar sting of dismissal from earlier conversations lingers, yet it sharpens rather than diminishes her focus. Outside, life carries on, oblivious to the quiet revolution occurring in one small home. Inside, the rhythm of effort beats steady, a pulse that hums with possibility, resilience, and an unspoken refusal to let mockery dictate worth. The tension between recognition and disbelief begins to shape the air, signaling that change is inevitable and that the underestimated will rise in ways both visible and irreversible. By midweek, the living room transforms into a temporary command center, with laptops open, tablets displaying client orders, and notebooks scribbled with deadlines and ideas. Every notification is a drumbeat, a reminder that diligence and persistence create their own gravity. Mark's once confident demeanor begins to crack. Replaced by glances of unease and quiet admiration, he refuses to voice. She moves seamlessly between tasks, a conductor orchestrating an unseen symphony, each gesture precise, each decision deliberate. The house hums with a quiet intensity, the pulse of ambition echoing through walls once accustomed only to domestic routine. The air is charged with both potential and quiet triumph, a testament to the power of vision when coupled with unwavering resolve. A late evening phone call brings news that transforms doubt into undeniable reality. A high-profile client has confirmed a major order. The small apartment vibrates with quiet exhilaration, a pulse of triumph threading through every corner. Her hands tremble slightly over the phone, but her mind is steady, alive with strategy and vision. Outside, the city sleeps, unaware of the subtle revolution in this domestic sphere. Inside, the quiet hum of possibility rises into a crescendo of confidence. Mark, once mocking, watches silently, his skepticism eroding under the weight of her undeniable achievement. For the first time, the balance shifts, and the air between them carries the electric charge of revelation and the subtle sting of humbling truth. By the weekend, the numbers speak louder than words ever could. Reports, invoices, and notifications confirm what had only been whispered possibilities. She has outpaced expectations, built momentum, and crafted a tangible, thriving business. The once dismissive presence of doubt now hovers uneasily, an uninvited witness to growth and skill. Her movements are calm yet precise, a mastery born of countless late nights, while Mark's posture reflects the uneasy tension of recognition he cannot articulate. The room hums with quiet victory, a symphony of persistence, ingenuity, and the slow, inevitable shift of power. This small home, once a stage for ridicule, now hosts the undeniable proof of capability, resilience, and karmic justice unfolding in real time. The morning light cuts sharply through the studio windows, illuminating stacks of client orders and meticulously organized invoices. Emma moves with a quiet confidence, every gesture precise, every decision deliberate. The phone rings continuously, a melody of validation and opportunity that fills the room with electric tension. Mark stands in the background, his arms folded, eyes narrowing as he watches the evidence of her growing success unfold before him. For the first time, the scale of her achievement is undeniable, the hum of determination transforming into a crescendo of tangible proof. The air is charged with anticipation, the subtle thrill of victory barely contained, as if the walls themselves recognize the shift of power within this space. By midday, a surge of new client confirmations arrives, notifications echoing across devices like the opening notes of a victorious symphony. Each message, each order is a testament to late nights, meticulous planning, and unwavering focus. Emma's hands move swiftly, almost choreographed, translating determination into tangible results. Mark observes quietly, the earlier smirk replaced by a rigid tension, his disbelief deepening with every new confirmation. The room thrums with a growing energy, the silent acknowledgement that the underestimated has found their rhythm, and the world, once dismissive, is now bending to the force of perseverance. Evening falls, casting long, golden shadows across the living room turned command center. Emma reviews analytics and client feedback, each figure confirming that the trajectory of her business has surpassed even her own expectations. The satisfaction is quiet but deep, a steady pulse of vindication that hums beneath the surface of her calm demeanor. Mark leans against the counter, his posture rigid, eyes tracing her movements, recognition dawning reluctantly across his face. The house is alive with the electric tension of accomplishment meeting disbelief, a silent battle where the underestimated finally claims her undeniable place in a world that once doubted her. Late at night, the quiet hum of the city contrasts with the vibrant pulse inside the apartment. Emma finalizes a large order, each click of the keyboard echoing with triumph. Her focus is unwavering, her energy steady, as the culmination of weeks of dedication crystallizes into undeniable success. Mark sits nearby, leaning back in the chair, fingers steepled, eyes fixed on her with a mixture of disbelief and grudging admiration. The room holds its breath in the golden glow of task lights and laptop screens, a silent witness to the moment where perseverance, skill, and resilience manifest fully, transforming doubt into tangible achievement. The week closes with confirmation of a landmark client, a payment that eclipses anything Mark has earned in months. The notification ping echoes through the quiet apartment like a triumphant drumbeat. Emma's lips curl in a subtle, private smile, her hands steady despite the surge of exhilaration. Mark stands frozen mid-step, realization settling over him like a heavy curtain, the earlier mockery evaporating in the face of undeniable proof. The room hums with victory and the unspoken truth. Determination and skill cannot be dismissed. In the golden twilight, a quiet karmic justice settles, marking the moment where patience, perseverance, and belief in oneself eclipse ridicule and doubt. The sun spills over the city in sharp golden streaks, illuminating the first batch of glowing client testimonials. Emma reads each one with a quiet smile, the validation tangible in the rhythm of her heartbeat. Every word, every acknowledgement, cements the legitimacy of her work, transforming private victories into public triumphs. Mark lingers nearby, shoulders tense, hands clenched, unable to hide the unease creeping into his posture. The house feels different now, charged with the energy of recognition and success. Outside, the world is waking, but inside, the subtle shift of power is undeniable. The once dismissed effort has now earned respect, and the quiet force of determination begins to ripple beyond these walls. A midday delivery brings a pile of congratulatory letters and packages, each one proof that Emma's influence has spread beyond the home. Her hands move deftly, opening envelopes, scanning messages, and filing orders with the grace of someone fully in command. Mark observes quietly, his earlier arrogance dissolving into an uncomfortable respect. The room hums with quiet triumph, the energy of validation and momentum thick in the air. Every note of praise, every client acknowledgement becomes a tangible measure of her resilience. The once dismissive space is now alive with recognition, and even the walls seemed to echo with the soft hum of karmic justice taking form. The evening newsfeed glows with a feature about her business, showcasing innovation, creativity, and the tangible impact she has created. Emma leans back slightly, letting the moment settle, the satisfaction quiet but profound. Mark stands behind her, brow furrowed, his earlier dismissiveness replaced by a grudging respect that tightens his posture. Outside, the city hums with ordinary life, oblivious to the quiet upheaval inside this small apartment. Inside, recognition has transformed from whispers to undeniable affirmation. Every glance, every notification solidifies the power shift. The mocked entrepreneur has now captured the public eye, and the world is beginning to notice her brilliance. Late-night calls continue to pour in, congratulatory messages from clients and colleagues alike, their voices carrying excitement and awe through the quiet apartment. Emma moves with calm precision, logging orders, replying to inquiries, and mapping out the next steps with strategic clarity. Mark sits nearby, leaning forward slightly, fingers steepled, absorbing the undeniable proof of her capability. The air vibrates with energy and achievement, a quiet electric hum of triumph that cannot be ignored. The tension between them is palpable, the earlier dynamic of mockery replaced with a slow acknowledgement of reality. In this space, the invisible scales have tipped and success has declared itself loudly and clearly. By the weekend, Emma's orders surpass any expectation, and even Mark can no longer ignore the truth. She has not only succeeded, she has excelled beyond him. The apartment is alive with the hum of victory, papers and devices scattered like proof of relentless effort and strategic brilliance. Emma sits back, her posture calm and assured, eyes reflecting satisfaction and quiet pride. Mark stands across the room, arms crossed, shoulders tense, face a mixture of shock, admiration, and reluctant humility. The shift is complete. The underestimated has claimed victory, not with arrogance, but with skill, persistence, and the undeniable force of karma working quietly yet decisively. The morning sunlight floods the apartment, catching dust motes that dance like tiny sparks of vindication. Emma reads the latest client emails, each one brimming with praise, glowing recommendations, and expressions of admiration for her creativity and dedication. Her hands hover over the keyboard, typing responses with calm authority, each word measured, confident, and deliberate. Mark lingers in the doorway, arms crossed, eyes narrowing as he watches the proof of her brilliance manifest in real time. The energy in the room is electric, a subtle hum of recognition and karmic justice, the quiet satisfaction of one who has proven herself beyond doubt. Every acknowledgement, every praise-filled note reinforces the undeniable reality. The underestimated has triumphed spectacularly. By midday, notifications of public praise fill the screen. Social media mentions, client testimonials, and unsolicited endorsements flood her inbox. Each ping resonates like a drumbeat of validation, a rhythm that underscores months of quiet labor, determination, and resilience. Emma's fingers dance across the keyboard, responding with poise and confidence, each interaction a testament to mastery earned through effort. Mark leans against the counter, watching silently, the weight of his earlier dismissal pressing uncomfortably on him. The room hums with tension and triumph, the scales of pride and arrogance having shifted definitively, the quiet force of karma asserting itself with undeniable clarity. The afternoon brings a personal acknowledgement. A long-time client sends a heartfelt message expressing gratitude and respect, marveling at the ingenuity and perseverance that drove the project to success. Emma reads it aloud softly, letting the words settle like a warm glow around her. Mark, who once mocked her every effort, sits across the room, arms crossed, shoulders stiff, absorbing the weight of this undeniable validation. The atmosphere hums with quiet triumph, the room charged with the electric thrill of karmic justice realized. Every achievement now visible, every recognition public, marks a decisive turn. The underestimated has not only succeeded, she has reshaped reality in her favor. Evening settles over the city, casting golden light through the windows. Emma's workspace glows softly with laptop screens, client orders, and glowing testimonials. Her posture radiates calm confidence, the quiet satisfaction of someone who has earned their triumph. Mark stands in the background, leaning slightly against the wall, a mixture of admiration and regret in his expression. The house hums with the unspoken truth. Persistence, skill, and resilience have rewritten the narrative. The quiet storm of doubt and mockery has been replaced with acknowledgement and respect. Every action, every recognition resonates like a bell, tolling for the triumph of patience, perseverance, and karmic justice finally realized. By nightfall, Emma closes the laptop with a soft sigh of satisfaction. The apartment bathed in a golden glow that feels like acknowledgement incarnate. Her business, once mocked and dismissed, now thrives beyond expectation. Every order, testimonial, and recognition a testament to her resolve. Mark, seated quietly across the room, finally allows himself to acknowledge the magnitude of her achievement. The tension in his posture softens slightly, replaced with a reflective, humbled demeanor. In the warm glow of accomplishment, the silent force of karma is undeniable. The underestimated has risen, the doubted has triumphed, and the quiet victory resonates in every corner of the space they share. The apartment is quiet, heavy with unspoken tension as the evening sunlight spills across the room. Emma stands near the desk, reviewing final confirmations for the day, her posture calm and assured, the air around her vibrating with quiet confidence. Mark steps closer, hesitant yet compelled, the weight of weeks of dismissive remarks pressing on him. His voice breaks the stillness, soft but edged with vulnerability, acknowledging perhaps for the first time the scope of her achievement. Every word, every pause carries the tension of realization as he confronts the undeniable truth. The woman he mocked has built something extraordinary while he underestimated her. The room feels charged, a collision of pride, humility, and the subtle sting of karmic justice. Words hang in the air, thick with the weight of acknowledgement and long-suppressed humility. Emma responds with measured grace, voice steady, eyes unwavering, conveying strength without arrogance. Mark's shoulders tense, a flicker of shame crossing his face as he absorbs the impact of her composure and the undeniable proof of her success. The quiet apartment feels charged with moral balance, the once dismissive energy replaced with reverent tension. For the first time, their dynamic shifts palpably. Recognition replaces mockery, respect seeps into the space, and the subtle pulse of karmic justice resonates through every shadowed corner of the room. The first genuine apology slips from Mark's lips, hesitant and raw, a rare admission of underestimation. Emma listens quietly, letting the words settle, the room holding its breath as tension shifts to understanding. Every gesture, every glance between them, carries the weight of changed perspectives. The small apartment, once a stage for derision, now vibrates with reconciliation. The subtle rhythm of respect, replacing the discord of disbelief. Her eyes reflect quiet triumph, not as vengeance, but as validation of resilience and vision. Mark, absorbing the reality of her unassailable success, begins to acknowledge not only the achievement, but the dedication, skill, and heart that brought it to life. Mark finally steps closer, the tension between pride and humility giving way to genuine admiration. Emma remains steady, her presence commanding yet gentle, radiating the quiet confidence of someone who has earned her victory. The space between them is charged with emotion, years of underestimation dissolving in the light of undeniable success. Every glance, every gesture signals a shifting dynamic. Respect has replaced ridicule. Acknowledgement supplants arrogance. The apartment, filled with reminders of hard-won triumph, becomes a stage where karmic balance and personal growth converge in a powerful, silent moment. By nightfall, the confrontation resolves into mutual understanding, the air cleared of tension. Emma sits back at her desk, calm and poised, reviewing the day's successes with quiet satisfaction. Mark, standing nearby, finally allows himself to fully absorb the impact of her achievements. The house hums with a new energy, one of respect, acknowledgement, and balance restored. Karmic justice has played out, not through vengeance, but through undeniable accomplishment and personal integrity. The dynamic has shifted permanently. The underestimated now commands recognition, and the once dismissive partner is left to reconcile pride with humility, learning the subtle but powerful lesson of true achievement. The morning sun bathes the apartment in a soft, golden light, illuminating the neat stacks of invoices and client orders that now feel like trophies of perseverance. Emma sits at her desk, fingers gliding over the keyboard with ease and precision, every movement a reflection of mastery earned through hard work and determination. The quiet hum of her thriving business fills the room, a steady rhythm that contrasts with the past tension. Mark stands nearby, leaning casually against the doorway, expression calm and respectful. The house feels lighter now, infused with acknowledgement and pride. Emma's quiet confidence radiates from every gesture, a testament to resilience, skill, and the karmic justice of her hard-won triumph. By midday, Emma speaks with a high-profile client over video call, her words measured, confident, and persuasive. Every response is deliberate, every decision backed by months of experience and tangible success. The apartment, once a space of quiet tension and skepticism, now hums with achievement and possibility. Mark sits nearby, observing with quiet admiration, his earlier arrogance replaced with understanding. Emma's calm authority commands the room, her presence a living testament to perseverance, vision, and skill. The shift is complete. The underestimated now leads, and those who once doubted must reconcile with undeniable reality. The evening brings the soft glow of reflected success, client payments confirmed, glowing testimonials archived, and the rhythmic hum of a business fully thriving. Emma leans back in her chair, allowing a quiet smile to grace her face, a rare moment of pause in a journey defined by relentless dedication. Mark sits across the room, hands loosely folded, watching her with a mixture of pride, awe, and humility. The tension that once filled these walls has dissolved, replaced with mutual respect and the subtle warmth of karmic balance. Every glance, every gesture now reinforces the narrative. Diligence, creativity, and resilience have their reward. And the underestimated has triumphed unequivocally. The weekend arrives with quiet reflection. Emma reviews plans for expansion, mapping out opportunities with precision and clarity. Her presence radiates confidence, a quiet authority born of skill, vision, and experience. Mark stands beside her now. No trace of arrogance in his posture, only genuine admiration and respect. The apartment, once a battleground of doubt and ridicule, has transformed into a space of accomplishment and growth. The subtle hum of achievement lingers in every corner, a reminder that diligence, perseverance, and belief in oneself cannot be undermined. Karma has played out not with vengeance, but with the undeniable force of earned success. By nightfall, Emma closes the laptop and leans back, a sense of completion and fulfillment washing over her. The apartment glows softly in lamplight, papers and devices, orderly after a long day of productivity. Mark sits nearby, a quiet presence, his earlier dismissiveness fully replaced by admiration and respect. The journey from mockery to triumph has culminated in undeniable success, moral clarity, and karmic justice fulfilled. The atmosphere is serene, charged with accomplishment and alive with the quiet knowledge that perseverance, skill, and integrity always leave their mark. In this final moment, the underestimated stands victorious, confident, independent, and fulfilled, while the once dismissive witness absorbs a lasting lesson in humility.